We're here with senior thrower Seth Major. Seth, just kind of catch us up on what's been going on the last couple of weeks with you since we saw you last at the Outdoor Championships.
We went to Tucson, Arizona this past weekend, for the Tucson Elite Throws Classic. It's probably one of the best meets I've ever been to. Threw all right, threw decent. Had a 52 mid, something like that, 170. It was by far my best throw besides at the home meet when I almost PR'd. Saw some great throwers. Saw one of the world's farthest shot put this year so far through Corey Martin. It's a lot of good motivation.
It has to be great competing side by side with guys who are world record holders and world-class athletes. Talk about the motivation that gives you kind of going into regionals.
Well, I threw against, there's close to 10 guys that were competing professionally. About 5 or 6 of them are throwing over 60 meters with the disc. Just to be able to compare, their technique to my technique and see where I can help out, where I can learn from them, and see about, just to get that experience from a better thrower is great.
Seth, also speak a little bit about last week's practice being that there's only 8 or 9 of you out here now, and also this week's practice being a short week and then heading off to North Carolina.
It's going to be tough. Hopefully I'll be able to get some practice in down in North Carolina on Thursday. I don't compete till Saturday, so I have enough time to relax, stretch out, get loose from playing. Playing over there to Tucson was rough. They put us on a small plane. Me and Knut sat next to each other, so it was cramped up. And it took a little bit to get relaxed, loosened up, for me, stuff like that.
Seth, also if you would, talk a little bit about, since you battled injury last year and ended up redshirting, this has to be a very special time for you being a senior, going out on top, trying to compete at regionals this coming up.
Yeah, the red shirt actually wasn't supposed to be an injury red shirt. It was supposed to be getting better. And ended up having surgery, got hit by a hammer and everything else. Felt like I came back pretty strong. I'm yet to hit any of my marks that I did 2 years ago, which, it's a lot of motivation behind that. Try to beat, everyone wants to come out every day at PR and everything. So just trying to hit the big mark. I had a good throw at Tucson. So I thought that could have been one of my best marks, but just my technique was just off just a little bit. So.
Seth, being a fifth-year senior yourself, talk about any experience you've gained over the years, and anything you'll share with the younger guys going into regionals and big competition.
I would say just try to relax. Don't take in all the, if you go up against somebody that might be better than you, don't look at it as all, it's not going to be good for you. Take it as, I need to step up to, I felt like I did that. When I competed 2 years ago at Tucson, I was throwing against a 3-time Olympian, John Godina, and I was nervous. And then he was there also this year. But I came into it as a different, I used the nervousness for my advantage, and I think it helped out. So.
All right, senior thrower Seth Major here on Total Access. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Go Tigers, go.
A little bit about getting bronze at CUSA Outdoor Championships and what that experience was like for you.
Well, since it was the first medal that I was able to accomplish throughout my career, I felt pretty good about it. I know I had put in the work during the past 2 years, and then for it to all come together like that at the conference meet, I was pretty happy about that. So I was good.
It had to be a great feeling for you to know that you helped your team and scored some points and getting up on the podium.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, I put up 3 points, or 4, I think was the most I've ever put up. But to put up, I think it was 11 I ended up putting up. I felt it was a really good accomplishment for me, especially to know that it was 11 out of the 95 points that we actually put up at the conference meet. So, yeah.
All right, Jerome, talk about practice last week and then the short practice this week and kind of your mindset will be going into regionals.
Well, we kind of have it all wrapped up. We're going to do a little bit of jumps if the weather allows today, and then the sprints early tomorrow morning, and then get used to the track there at A&T, and then hopefully Friday at 5 o'clock I'll be ready to go. So.
Jerome, coming off injury this year and missing a good portion of the whole year, you seem to have kind of established that underdog mindset. Talk about going into competition with that, and do you feel like kind of an underdog with people not really seeing you throughout the whole year?
Well, definitely. I mean, definitely earlier in the season, coming back from injury, and then establishing myself kind of indoor. I was still kind of injured during the indoor season. But I mean, as soon as I got out the door, I was able to, get back out there amongst my competitors, and then during conference meet, people really know that I'm out there and I'm a force to be reckoned with again. So it's good to know.
All right, jump specialist Jerome Leslie here at Tiger All Access. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
All right, we're here at Tigers All Access with senior thrower Steffen Nerdal. Steffen, just kind of catch us up on last week and through practice and what have you been doing since Conference USA Outdoor Championships?
Yeah, well, after conference, I was still feeling the sickness a little bit. I didn't feel as good as I did before, and we took some time to recover and ease back into training. And towards the end of the week, training was going better. Obviously, I had a very good meet at Tucson this weekend, so I think I'm almost where I left off before the sickness. So just really excited to see that finally pull out a big throw.
Steph, if you would talk just a little bit about being sick and going into competition at the CUSA Outdoor Championships, kind of your mindset and where you were, and actually getting bringing home a couple gold medals.
Right. Well, I was really excited to come up with 2 wins, and I actually throwing pretty good. I was close to PR in the hammer, and actually got a little PR in the discus. It was also at the same time a little frustrating because I knew I was in great shape before leading up to the conference meets. I had some really good throws in practice. So it was a little bit frustrating, but when it's time to compete, you just gotta let it go and just compete at your best and see where you're at. So.
All right, Steffen, kind of just catch us up on the Arizona Elite Throwers meet and everything that happened out there and how special the atmosphere was for you.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, we're so lucky to go to a meet like that. The best throwers in both hammer, discus, shot, and javelin with us troops out there. In the shot, we had a new world leading mark, and in the hammer, we had basically the 7 top American hammer throwers, and it was just an amazing competition. Just being in that environment, just can't beat it. So I was really excited that I had a 5-foot personal best at that meet. I mean, can't complain.
Steffen, just talk about what makes that meet so special. Is it the competition? I mean, you're obviously competing against world-class athletes right there. Just talk about a little bit of what that atmosphere is like.
Well, it's just being around the best guys. You see what they're doing warm-ups. They're, obviously throwing farther than you, some of the guys, and it's just being in that environment. You just get sucked into it. I mean, it's just an amazing experience.
Steffen, you said before that you've trained your whole life for pretty much these 2 months leading up right now, regionals, and then hopefully on to the nationals and beyond from there. Just talk about, obviously you have a game plan for late June. Just talk about your training right now and your mindset going into regionals.
Right, I think especially the mindset is where I'm going to try to be really at the top of my game. It's all about just doing the little things right, taking care of your body, getting your mind ready to compete, just being prepared for anything. Like you said, it's probably the 2 most important weeks of my life, regionals and nationals. This is what I've trained for ever since I came here, and even before I came here. So I'm just going to do my best, represent the university as best as I can, and hopefully challenge for the national title. So.
All right, senior thrower Steffen Nerdal, thank you very much for your time and good luck at regionals.
Appreciate that.